right, all right. All right. Hey, I don't know why I'm saying that like that. What's going on? How are you? How are you? It's after hours. What time is it? It's 4:48 p.m. on today. I don't even know what day it is anymore because it's been such a long day. Today was crazy. So today is March the 23rd. It's 4:48 and 16 seconds right now. I'm going to recap what happened today. A lot of things moved. A lot of trades were placed. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. I'm very excited for the way things moved today. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple of tickers real quick. We're going to start with this guy, DLPN. DLPN. So I didn't trade DLPN for a couple reasons, and we're going to jump into that. So if you're looking at like Trade Zero or a different platform and you're seeing a chart that doesn't go back to 2005, then you're not seeing all of it. Like, not seeing all of it at all. I think my Trade Zero platform chart only took me back to like 2018, which literally didn't have any of this in it. It was like, this is your line, and it's like, what? So most people probably thought that this was the absolute like blue skies. They thought this was going to be a superb blue skies trade, trading it long, getting up there, getting stuck. Hey, thank you for the like already. I really appreciate that. So it was insane. It was insane. Morning starts off, and what does it do? You see this massive climb here in the pre-market, right? So let's just put it like this. So you see this massive spike up. It doubles in price off rip, right? And goes straight up to $15. There's a little bit of pullback, consolidates for the majority of the morning as soon as it opens up, right? Then right before the bell, you're seeing the sell-off. You're like, oh, well, this is going to be a fail. That's where it tricks us. That's where it tricks us. Look what happens down here. It catches itself at 1050. Rebounds back up right into the consolidation of pre-market. So you got all these people up here in pre-market that have been trading it that are like, man, do we want to buy or do we want to sell or do we want to hold? Like, what are we going to do, right? So you have this little bit of stuttering action going on here. A little bit of stuttering for the first 30 minutes, I would say. But then right here, it starts to cross this VWAP again, right? Once that happens, by the way, this is the 1 minute chart. Once this happens here, it's uh-oh. It's up uh-oh territory, right? It halts. Uh-oh. Opens up. Does this drop down? Guess what it hits? Hits the VWAP and goes right back up. Right back into this crew that's been hanging out here since pre-market. Then what do? They double down on their position and they take it long. They rip it up and it keeps going. It keeps going. Look at this volume. Look at this crazy volume it's experiencing, right? On a $15 stock, middle of the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, it's soaring with millions of shares of volume per minute, which is kind of crazy considering how the price point is on this thing, right? It's pretty strange, pretty strange. So what happens? It runs into this wall up here at like 1550. And it just kind of freaks out and it stops. And you're thinking, okay, well, this is the top, right? And you're like, all right, cool. So then you short it and it drops down. It comes back to VWAP and it tests your beliefs. You're like, okay, great. This is going to go. No. Why not? Because it didn't pull the stop on the original long that took it up. It didn't come back down to the consolidation point. It didn't even cross the consolidation of the pre-market point. You can see here, when it even came down to test, it's still at the top of the consolidation point. So all of these guys are still in the green. All of these people are way in the green. So what is it doing? Squeezing shorts. That's all it's doing. It's doing a nice little fake out pattern because it has enough range, which is really what big what shorts look for. They look for that range, right? Thank you for the like. Somebody else gave me a like. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So It spikes up, obviously. So it's coming down. Shorts realize what's happening and they start to cover, sending it back up with buyers now hitting the scanners. Look at these 4 giant green back-to-backs. 4 million and 4 million for 4 minutes. That was nuts. That was just a constant squeeze action. Anybody that was shorted here got their stops pulled because they got so freaked out. Because, well, multiple things. It had already broken high of day, right? It had already not broken down its consolidation point. They already could have covered and they didn't because all signs pointed to going down, right? No. Unfortunately, this thing squeezed out and came back up here and ran back into a wall at 16. Did the same thing again, only this time more shorts believed in it. So you had these shorts again hit it. You can see them here, this massive candle, 1 million shares, sells it down, comes down. A couple of these longs start taking out their shares because they think 16 is the end because we're coming right up to 10:30, where it kind of looks like now's the time that it's going to be done because it's had its run, like really from 11 to 15. That's a $4. It's a $4 profit if you took that thing up there. So why would you want to try it again if you were along, right? Like why would you try it again? Even if you dip bought this to take it back up to 16, you saw that it didn't do like some awesome move to 18. Why would you really push your luck? Because you're thinking, oh, it's blue skies, and it didn't work that way, right? So what happens? You get this sell-off again. Now this time the sell-off cracks that support. So it flashes through that 1326 double bottom right there, flashes through that double bottom being this red one and this green one, and comes down. Nice crack of VWAP on this red candle. Nice follow-up as a fake out down. So now we're thinking it's done, right? Because now we're thinking, okay, great. This thing is finally showing its colors. It's going to go back down here. Where's your exit? Well, one of the things that I always like to entertain people with is pre-market high, pre-market consolidation, pre-market low. All right? So what is this line here? We've already cracked pre-market high at 1312, whatever that number is. Pre-market consolidation is kind of right there as well, because you can't really count this last 5 minutes of pre-market. That's not, the average is not the bottom. The average is going to be where the majority of the stuff is at, right? So you could probably say 1250 and be okay with it. Like, you can safely say consolidation is 1250. Now, for the absolute low, you would have to classify it as that at 1096 or 1069, I'm sorry. So as you're sitting in this trade and it comes down here and it goes back through and it comes back up, where does it go back up to? It goes back up to here. Well, wait. So if this is 70% of the time, this is 50% of the time, and this is a 30% chance of hitting this, and it didn't even come near this, time to cut tail and run away. Time to literally cut tail and run away. So what happens? As soon as it does that, it tests the VWAP and fails. So then you're thinking, okay, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay because it's going to be a fail, right? Comes back, rips up. Why does it rip up? Well, because shorts are covering. Because this entire thing here is when the what is that word? When the late shorts stepped in, they're the ones that caused the spike, right? So not only did they cause the spike, but this is now the 11:30 hour when lunchtime traders show up. Lunchtime traders show up and just rip it up. Where's it go? It goes up to 16 again. Huge key point here. Remember, we've already tested this level a couple times. So you're thinking that the third time we're going to punch through it and it's going to explode. Should. Didn't. Why didn't it do that? Because there's somebody hidden up there selling shares. That's the only reason. So what happens? Goes up there, hits it, comes back down, scares everybody because now it's a new high. It's a new high at 11:30 in the day. What? And it's been moving with massive shares of volume. It's insane, right? Sells off down, great. Doesn't crack its consolidation point. It just creates a new consolidation band for about 30 minutes. Then what happens? That short has to cover. Why? Because it ain't going nowhere. So he sends it back up right into another double top. This is key area here. Seeing that it couldn't break The 1650 area, again, should have lit everyone's eyes up to wait. The stock doesn't want to go higher than this. Something is going on. So then what happens? Mr. Big Short hits it again. Takes it this time down to the VWAP, cracking that last consolidation for a small little hold. But this is the weird thing. This little candle here, for whatever reason, bounces back up and consolidates again at the same zone of $15 that it's been consolidating at most of the day, right? So again, you have these shorts trying to take it back down because you have people with money and size that want to make money. So they're trying to short it down. But again, it runs into this first breaking point. What is this level again? Whoops, that's not the right button. That's the pre-market high consolidation zone, 1313. So it can't even get there. So it goes back up through VWAP, back up, takes it up, consolidates again right at the $15. Here's your sign. The longer it's holding the same dollar price, it's not a short, it's not a long, it's just a consolidation, because whenever it goes up too high, they drop shares. Whenever it goes down too low, they're buying shares. That's what this has done all day long. You can see it all day long. It wants to go at 15. So then what happens? So then some weirdness. What? Some shorts cover, and then this spike, power hour spike, sends it up, causing the bigger short to cover. He covered. High of day, broke a new high, went up 50 cents, and it couldn't go anywhere. Do you see? Do you see, with that much volume, that much force, that much short covering, it didn't go to 20. It didn't go to 25. It didn't really rip. It didn't do anything. 50 cents on a $16 stock that we saw earlier in the day that made moves from $5 to, what's that? $15? Are you seeing it now? Okay, good. I hope so. So then, as it's continuing to go, you have this next big massive drop, because again, that same big short saw that it wasn't a long, and he hit it again, causing a small little panic. Not very much. Comes back down and holds that $15 level. Consolidates around there. 50 cents consolidation of a $15 stock is nothing. Whatever. Not even 10%. I'm sorry. That is 10%. Whatever. I don't even know. I'm tired. Consolidates. Spikes up. Now you're in power hour. You're getting into the last hour of the day. So it takes back 17. Takes back 17, keeps pushing. Just keeps pushing. You can see it slowly going up. And obviously, it doesn't look like this guy's closed out. He could have closed out in 3 small chunks here, but I don't really know. What it looks like here is somebody then dumps shares before the bell. Comes down. Comes back. Doesn't go down further. Doesn't go down even to 15 anymore. It's still hanging out at 16. What happens? Spikes up at the end of the day. So when you zoom out and you look at all things considered, where was the good trade? Like, really, where was the good trade? I'm seeing that there's multiple small instances in this ticker that could have been a good trade. But short, maybe if you top ticked and you bottom ticked using those lines I was showing you, maybe if you dip bought on the biggest dip. But there are so many instances that this thing on both directions just tricked everyone today. So if you made money on this, awesome. If you lost money on this, I'm sorry. Terrible movements of this trade. And still, it's still going after hours. Like, we still have volume pushing on it. Oh, and now they sign. What is this? Is this the same? Yeah. Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment signs a partnership with Dolphin Entertainment. You know what's funny? This is the next one I'm going to talk about. You ready for the next one I'm going to talk about? HOFV. HOFV today. All I can say is, what? So I traded this thing this morning. I shorted it. Yes, I did. Let me look at my entry. let me see. So we'll pull the 5 minute. HOFV ran yesterday, right? This is by far makes me laugh, but HOFV had its run yesterday. It did similar things that DLPN, whatever, DPLN, whatever that guy, his name is, I can't think of it right now, did today. It shoots up, but it cracked in the afternoon yesterday. DLPN didn't. So HOFV consolidated our pre-market, after hours and pre-market, and then at the bell, it spiked and failed. Now this is an NFT play. NFTs are those non-fungible tokens that people are trying to collect and stuff, right? So it drops off. It pops up and drops off. So I go short at 478. And it tests once the VWAP and then it fails down and comes back down. And I close out down here at like 30, 39 area. So right around here. I then don't mess with it anymore because that was my trade. That was all I wanted to do and it was good. So I saw it consolidate. I saw it push back up and then I saw the further drop farther down. My anticipated total exit was about 420 that day, but I had internet issues anyway, so I didn't want to risk it. You can see even at 39, I didn't cover the 20 mark, whatever. But this after hours move here is because of that partnership agreement, the DPL, whatever that one is, DLPN is firing off. That's nuts. Like that's way nuts, right? So they are running tandem. The same thing with TCAT. TCAT is another NFT play, right? TCAT was the original leader of the play for the past week. It's been on a multi-week runner. Look at this thing. It started at $5 and it's just continuing to squeeze shorts and push them. Today it rips new highs and can't reclaim them. Kept falling back down and tried to push again in the after hours and the power hour, lunchtime traders, whatever that hour is, looks like lunchtime traders. And it just couldn't. So 68 down to 52 was a good trade. A good trade would have been from like 72 at the confirmation, 71 down to 60. That would have been a good trade, $11 a share. But highly risky stuff. This is sitting here on, I believe this was SSR today. I don't remember. Let me check. TCAT. Is TCAT SSR? TCAT was SSR. Okay. Now the other one that's kind of rolling hand in hand that we'll talk about was YVR. I did trade YVR today. I was early on my first trade on it. And then I got back in and I took it correctly. So my first trade was from, what is that? 670. And I pulled my stop above 7. So right here in the beginning. Market starts off, it spikes up, it halts, I'm gravy, I'm like cool, when it resumes, I'll hit it, it spikes up, it comes back down, I'm like interesting, I'll get in here, goes in here, and then it runs up, so I pull my stop. I was like, peace, not letting you go to the moon. So right when it pulled its stop, it starts to crash, I wait for confirmation, I get back in. And I write it down to here and I stop out and close out right at, looks like $6. So right at here, probably on this bounce back up because I didn't get any out here. It probably came back up to here. So I stopped out then as well in it. But if you look at what continued, it consolidated here for a good hour, little over an hour. Shorts covered, causes a spike. Lunchtime traders jump in, hits it above VWAP. Comes above VWAP, what happens then? Consolidates for a little bit, annoying traders before they finally give up because they can't take it any higher because they don't have this type of volume that they had at the bell to take it even higher. They never got it, so they sold off. Sold off, consolidates at VWAP, and then company pulls, or market maker pulls his liquidity out and flashes it past way down. What happens then? It just starts failing. Failing. So for this one, I left about, $1 on the table? Over $1? Yeah, a little over $1 on the table. But like I said, had internet issues. Can't do anything about it. Sometimes you gotta let it go and just watch it go. So that's not bad. That's not a bad move. But now all of it's done. It's ran right back into its pre-market consolidation time here. So I'm not really thinking this is going to be anything tomorrow. It could just drop and fade and fail. Next one we got is our favorite ice planet, HOTH. HOTH is beautiful. It's a beautiful play. What happens? Gaps up, shoots up, finds its top in the pre-market, and starts failing down. Cool, that's what's expected. Consolidates somewhere, usually about 70% up, 60% up is nice. Consolidates, has a little scare here, but it comes back. Interesting. Should have recognized that. At the bell, a little scare happens again. I take a short at 80 something. What is it at? I take a short at 3. Yeah, I take a short at 3. So right at the bell, I guess. And I cover. No, that's my long position. I'm sorry. I'm long at the bell. And then it drops. So I cover 8 cents down for an 8 cent loss per share at 92. So it covers, it goes down. And I see the bottom hit the same. What is that? I think it's like 30%. No. 30% off the open, I think. Something like that was happening. And then it consolidates. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at this for a rebound. So it does. It rebounds at 10.30 to give an entry point. I get back in it short at 296 actually. That's nice. And then I exit it right after this drop. I do this consolidation. Again, same time frame, everything exited because of the internet issues today. But this one kept going as well. This one kept going to almost about, 20% up from where it started at, which is brutal. Brutal play on this one, whoever took this one down. Either way, good trade of the day. This is typical. This bounce is typical. Very nice pattern it formed. These are the trades that I like to take, that I like to put size on. But don't be early. And if you are early, make sure it's the right direction when you're early, not the wrong direction when you're early, because then it just messes up. What else did we do today? We got to talk about, we got to talk about this one. BNTC. BNTC was my favorite. BNTC, you know what happened in the pre-market. By the way, this is now the 5-minute chart. So last night, I looked at this after hours, and I didn't take a long on it because I was like, there's no news. It's gapping up for no reason. No idea why. So I was like, whatever. It's going to do whatever tomorrow. Wake up in the morning, and it gapped up again. I was like, okay, this is strange. As I'm sitting here watching it at $6, not taking it long because I've already feel the FOMO from missing it, it goes again $2. And I'm thinking, why? Like, why did you do this? It makes no sense that you did. Okay. So whatevs happens, right? So then at the bell, pre-market, it starts to form this consolidation zone at the top here, touching up 850, but it's not able to break it. And I'm thinking, this may fail at the bell. This may just dump. All these sellers that bought here, they just may dump on the daily. Like, look at all this. All these bag holders from this months, they're going to dump. So what happens? Sure enough, starts trailing down right before the bell. Bell rings. It pushes up. I wait. I don't even go short yet. I wait. Starts coming down. I hit it at 670. No, 680. Let me change my chart so I can see my actual order history here. BNC first entry was at 7. So I hit it at 7. First size. Size in, stop feeling around. It keeps going down. I add 670. I add again 660. And at this point, the direction is clear. You have a little bit of rebound here, but the rebound doesn't take very long, and it keeps going. So look at this trade. Look at what ends up happening. It goes down and down and down and down and down, and it starts to consolidate. Again, around that same time, I dip out because internet. So I dip out, and it squeezes up. I come back in later. I'm like, oh, that's fine. And then, what? What? What is this? What happened? Like, was there news? No news. So it just wanted to, I don't even know. This immediately looked attractive to investors. Like somebody explain this to me. Please explain this to me. This isn't a short squeeze. This may be a short squeeze here. Like these first 3 green candles may be a short squeeze. But then what is this? Like, what is the rest of this? This could be a short trying to hit it. Maybe. That looks like liquidity being pulled, but catching at 9. What? Like, I don't even know what to say about this one. I know what to say about the beginning part because that makes a lot of sense to me. This, where did the volume come up with no news? Like, where did the attraction appear? This is like a magical mystery tour. I have no idea. This is insane. Anyways, so this is on watch for tomorrow because no news going up. Looks real good to me. Now the next one we're going to talk about. Is PSTV. PSTV. We had huge plans for you, PSTV. Huge plans. Not as huge, but we had big plans for you. So what did you do? You started off the day and you just flew to the moon. You doubled in price. That's what we like to see. Thank you very much. And then you drop off. You come down and then you start this consolidation. But then, oh no, you fell off the cliff. Well, okay, it's fine. We still know what to do at this time. You're fine. Just hold this 339 level. Okay, you're not holding 339 at the bell, but what are you gonna okay, good. So you're gonna try to test it? No? Oh, someone just sold all of their shares and shorted at the same time and caused a panic downwards. So I got short at 320 because my initial entry wanted to be like $360, $4. And I quickly saw that wasn't even happening because VWAP was so extended and this couldn't break through its consolidation of pre-market. I was like, this sucker's going down. So I jump in it. I don't jump in it with enough shares because I fully believe that you shouldn't do stupid things with lots of money. If you do stupid things, make sure you use a little bit of the money. So I went short. Here. And it just kept going. I didn't add any. I kept on looking at it. It's like, this is the bottom. This is the bottom. My bottom plan, what did I exit at? That's a short. Where's the fill? There's the fill. Okay. So my bottom plan was right at like the $3 $2.99 mark, right? Because really that's 100% of its gains lost, which is a unicorn. They're very hard to spot in the wild. They're very difficult. It's very crazy. So what happens? It's going down. All right? So it goes down. And I'm just like, I'm not going to add. It's a dumb thing. Don't do dumb things with good money. And it keeps going. And I'm like, okay, I was going to close you at 3, all of it, but you're showing weakness, so I'm going to wait. And then I have the internet thing. So then I take it out. Final sale of my close. Where's it at? I can't read. 283. So right in here, I just take it all out. Internet comes back, internet goes down, and then I come back and look at the end of the day, and I'm like, wait a minute. What? 250s? What? Wait. What was that? 248? Hold on a minute. Like, did you just... What? Did you go from green to red on the day? What? That is insane. Like, you guys realize that this day didn't even exist in the company's eyes, right? Like, this just continues its downward pattern. And then, let's try to at least close where we closed at yesterday. That's basically what I hear them saying, because that's like that didn't happen. That's like, just kidding. Just kidding. We wasted our news on agreements. I mean, but traders like this, right? That doesn't show much strength of it all for a long-term investor. I mean, I can't look at this thing and even tell myself to make myself feel good about myself. I'm sure somebody could. I'm sure. Doesn't that look like a little salty, like salt emoji? Doesn't that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Salty. That does look like a little salty emoji. Wonder if they did that on purpose. So they can just sprinkle salt on all of the victims. I mean investors. Sorry. By the way, this is a good time to say, I am not a financial analyst. I am not a financial advisor. I am not even trying to enter. Wait, no, I am trying to entertain you. I'm not trying to educate you. I'm just trying to make you laugh and tell you a story about something that I see or stocks that I see a different way. I like to think of my trading style more as a psychological approach mixed with a whole bunch of math. Whole bunch of math. So that was PSTV. I've already talked about HOTH, favorite ice planet, PSTV, which sounds like some pharmaceuticals on TV. We also talked a little bit about, stand by, HOFV, which that merger agreement with DPLN at the end of the day, that was insane. Like, who would have thought of that? And then we talked about YVR. So I talked a little bit about DPLN earlier. You can go back and watch that, or I'm hoping Zach would chop this up and spit out smaller pieces of it for you guys. Other than that, just looking at the top list scanners for anything else firing off for overnight holds, we can pull up a couple of these real quick. Let's look at APTO. APTO's got funding. No, they spent some money. And they got a 10K out. What'd they do? They jumped up $1. Good job. A little over $1. Maybe a plan for tomorrow. What does the daily look like real quick? What? What is that? What? Can I highlight this day, please? No, that day doesn't really exist, I guess, guys. I mean, it says it exists, but I can't. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the open was 332, but the close was $7.75. What? I don't think that's right. If that is right, then what the? What? I don't know. Okay. So anyways, with that being said, we obviously don't want to look that far back at this ticker because it's not going to do much. So we got some clear resistance up here around 9. Ugh, it's really annoying. Keeps on throwing my auto scale off. Okay. 6 is clear band. What is this? $4 is usually hold up spot. And 9. So we got 4, 6, and 9, right? What are we sitting at? We're sitting at 5. We took it through 4, went to 450, holding at 5. So can it go to 6? Maybe. Can it go down to 4? Maybe. Do I like those odds? No. Am I going to trade it? No. Next. We may trade it tomorrow, though, just saying. LABD. Labd. Nope. Don't like it. Don't look at the chart. This thing did the same thing that everything else is doing. Look at this. Constant push from 18 to 20 to 20 to 21. Don't like ULABD. CIDM. What is CIDM? CIDM, no news. Massive after hours gap. It's not massive. It's 25 cents. Again, trash potatoes. Not a fan. What else we got? Anything else? Those are warrants for HOFV. Just let you know, there was warrants executed when this partnership agreement was signed. That means the float's probably increasing. CCM. What is this price? $4. Whole bunch of dotted lines. Don't like it. Next. ONCY. What do we got? Intention to nominate 3 non-executive directors for board directors. I mean, that's the catalyst that's worth money, right? Fundamentally, that fun word, it shouldn't have gapped up. I shouldn't even spit up, but whatever. So we had this big move back here in February. That's why I zoomed out so you guys could see. We had a big move back here in February the 16th, and it spiked it up, and then it came down, and then it just came crashing down. It was, I mean, you already know, right? So then you have a couple of days after, you have the follow-up bounce. This is really super cool to see. And then more like a couple of weeks to a month later, you have this secondary bounce after it's bouncing off the lows. So that's important to see, to recognize what happens multiple weeks or even a month after that trade or that thing happened. So you're going to run into resistance even up here at $4 and then definitely $4.50 because of the consolidation from here. So I don't think this catalyst is enough to really push it even to $4. It could be a nice play. I mean, when the news first dropped and someone dropped a whole bunch of money in it, that would have been the best time to jump on board. But even then, you're talking 50 cents on a $3 ticker, which ain't much. This ain't much in this market right now for sure. Save your money. Trade with something that was a little bit better. I'm talking to myself here, not to you, because this is to entertain you, not to educate you or give you advice. Let's put that disclaimer everywhere I can possibly say. PRT. Interesting afternoon ramp up on no news. Consolidates into the after hours. Very, very light volume on it in the after hours. Very light volume all day. Only 15% up. 80 cents. That's not bad. If I can gap up tomorrow, that's a nice looking trade. LIVX. This is low, low, low on the gap scanner, y'all. No. As I look at that, it starts making moves. That's funny. Why did you do that? What's our volume? 30,000? 31,000. Wow. That's neat. You're just buying out the ask, aren't you? I'm going to use this one. Yeah, you're just buying it out. It's impressive. If it gets shorted, it's going to drop back down to 584. That's where support's at. Look at this. Woohoo! Look at that drop. He couldn't get his order in quick enough. Slow fingers. Slow fingers. You should have put your order in. You can't do that, because then you cause a big candle on the screen and everybody sees what you just did. You can't trade like that, man. He got his order in now at 7. He messed up. He was buying at 7:30. He forgot to put his order in at like 690 area. So then as soon as his order got full and dropped it down, it went down to 630. Somebody else was at 584. That would have messed up the entire planned trade for this. That would have been bad. So he maybe has saved it. He put his hidden order in there at 676. So we'll see. He's still stacking the sell though. Looks like he messed up. Looks like he really messed up and he knew it. So now he's hoping that somebody else sees this to buy it. But the news was from this morning. So it's got to release some new news. If it doesn't release some new news on this thing, it's not good. Oh. You watching this on Lifetime, David? You seeing this? These are people setting up the trades. Whoa, 25,000 at 7. Yeah, he messed up. Someone's about to lose some money. Ooh, that's got to hurt. 50 cents a share on 25,000 shares. How much is that? $12,000? Is that $12,000? Let's look at this thing. HOFV. David thinks it's going to ramp up. Let's see. What's our volume look like, David? Let's see. HOFV. Well, on the daily, it's got a struggle bus, but then it's top, even if it ramps up. What is it at now? It's at 660. So 660, it's got this support here at 650, which is nice. And then it's got a little bit of sellers to push through. But then it's got to hit that 713. 713 looks a lot better for the next leg up. Yeah, but it's unknown where this thing is going to go, man, especially with that partnership agreement with another one that was going crazy for just NFTs. It's pretty, I don't know. Like, I have no idea how to trade this thing. It's a gamble. You jump on it and it's going to go. I mean, if you're looking at SEC filings, S3s, 10Qs, 10Ks, all those paperworks, you can probably see where it's going to go because there's probably some hidden offerings somewhere, like these warrants that are being jumped into the market right now that are currently being traded. So, yeah, but if it goes to that warrant level, then it's gonna crash, right? Well, it won't crash. It'll just stop there because that's where the warrants get executed at. That's why the warrants are currently trading at $1.60 a warrant, because I guess they think it's HOFVW warrants. So the warrants are currently being traded, right? So you can see that the warrants were barely $1 and now they're $1.60. I don't trade warrants. I know some people do. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think they move too slow. I'd rather trade the whole stock. The warrants only also trade when the stock is trading, because other than time the warrants were just going to sit there and do nothingness. Warrants are a good way, though, to get in and buy a stock on the cheap side, and if it does do a supernova, then you cash your warrants in at the top and make an explosion. So, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong about it could go up. I mean, it's kind of finding support each time it goes up. Like this merger deal that it signed with something else that's a crazy stock is probably really good news for it. But I'm not going to take a trade on it. The level 2 is just too big, man. There's just too many spreads in there and too many buyers and sellers back and forth at this time. So it's not for me. I already made my money out today. So I'm happy with where it's settled at. And I'll probably be buying some more Roblox tomorrow because it's right on the day now. Look at that. Gamers turn Discord into a $10 billion juggernaut. Microsoft might be looking to buy Discord for a cool $10 billion. I just hope they don't put a whole bunch of ads in it. We use Discord. HiveMind has a Discord server. That's what David's talking to me right now. And it's easier and quicker to talk to me while I'm talking back and forth like this. We also post more entries and exits there, more of our trades, more of our recaps, more stuff that's more better. Yeah, me too, man. I need to do a lot deeper studies on warrants. I don't know a ton about them. I just know when the offerings happen and when the company's created, the company will oftentimes issue shares with warrants, and the warrants are executable if they hit a certain dollar price. To find that information out, you really have to dig into the company's financials and paperwork and all that public document stuff to find out what they're at. When you understand what those are at, then you understand really when they can execute them and increase the float or decrease the float or increase the value of the company, decrease the value of the company, all those different aspects of it. But yeah, so that's what I got for y'all this afternoon. I want to do a real quick stream before I hit the park. It's a beautiful day outside. If it's daytime, it's a beautiful day. If it's nighttime, it's a beautiful night. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your night. And I'll see you back here first thing in the morning to talk your ear off some more about some other fantastic stuff in the market. But before I go real quick, I just want to show you how insane this stock is. Look at this. 1750. While I was talking to y'all, 2336. So guys, remember that. That's why I don't hold shorts overnight. Have a good night. I don't know where the button is.